Bill. Today's watch is the Invicta Pro Diver. This one has blue carbon fiber on it, yellow gold, and brushed stainless. Extremely classy Pro Diver. Very big watch. Anyway, today I got a little video for you guys. This is a brand new product from us. I'm going to run through things as quick as I can here because I don't want to drag the video out too long. Your install is going to take you maybe a half hour, an hour tops, okay? We are going to do the full install here. This is our brand new LED lighting kit. This is our Stealth 1 Underglow kit. So this is going to be the BLRTUNING Stealth 1 Underglow kit. This is going to be your starter kit if you want to install any of our LED lighting that we're going to be coming out with. You'll need this kit, so the Stealth 1 kit, and then right after this is going to be the Stealth 2 kit. So look in the description below this video and you should see the Stealth 2 kit video, and that will be the rest of our install for the add-on that we're going to do. So we'll be able to light up the whole bike. This kit is going to come with the module you need to control the lights. It's going to come with all the wiring harness to go all the way up to the battery and all the way up to the power switch on the handlebars. It's going to come with the left and right headlight glowing kit, and then it's also going to come with, did I say it can come with the wireless remote? Yeah, wireless remote. So I'll show you what all you get in the box. Basically, you get a QR code you can scan. It's going to take you to the install video, which is going to be this video. You get an alcohol prep pad. You do get a couple decals. We'll always throw decals, whatever we have available in the box. And then this little paperwork here, this is showing you the functions for the remote. So it tells you what the buttons do on the remote, all the different colors it can change to. Okay, so you got that in there. You do have your LED lighting. These are going to go up on top of the headlights. This one here, our install is going to install on the right hand side for our module and everything. This one is going to be for the right hand side. It does have a splitter on there to plug in the other one and plug it into the module. So you got that one, and then you also have the one that's going to be on the left hand side. When I say left and right, remember I'm always describing it as when we're sitting on the bike, left and right, okay? You have plenty of zip ties. You'll have more zip ties than what you need to do the install always in any of our kits, okay? And then you see how nice everything's packaged up here. And we do all this, the soldering, all that stuff. We're doing that all in-house, all the heat shrink, all that. We do as much as we can in-house, okay? We want it to be high quality, and we want it to be able to be affordable, so the easiest way to do that is to do it in-house. So here's your little Bluetooth module. You see there, it does have our little logo on it. This is going to stick up behind the right-hand side headlight. Then there's what plugs into your lights. And then here is our billet aluminum. Uses 2 Allen head screws. It does come with an Allen wrench in the box. This is our lighted switch. So this is going to show you, this is going to be glowing red when you turn it on and nothing when you power it off. What this does is kills power completely. So if you've ever installed an LED lighting kit before and you're like, man, after installing that thing, I let my bike sit for a week in the winter and now the battery's dead. Well, the reason why is these modules are looking for a signal from the wireless remote or Bluetooth app, whatever it is. They're constantly looking for a signal. So if you don't have a power switch to kill power completely, you will always run your battery dead. And we know that. I've been doing lighting for years. All my life I've been doing lighting. All of our bikes have lighting on them. Okay, so we've been working on this kit for a year and a half. Okay, I came out with it a long time ago before anyone else did with the headlight stuff. We didn't release it. We showed some teasers of it, but we just weren't, it wasn't ready yet. We couldn't find all the parts be ready available. Now we can. So billet aluminum, goes up on the handlebars, on off, kills power completely. You can turn this on while the bike is completely shut down, so you will need to make sure you power this off, and that's why we wanted to go with a lighted switch. When you shut your bike down, you'll know there's a light on here. Obviously it's got power, you need to shut it off. Okay, so that is your power, everything that goes up there to the module. You do have a nice little wire harness here with bullet connectors and spade connectors that go down to the battery. Bullet connectors go up to this harness here, and it can only plug in one way, so you can't mess it up. You have 2 bullet connectors, male and female, 2 bullet connectors, male and female, and down to the battery. And then you have your wireless remote right here. Okay, wireless remote does multiple different functions, changes color, listen to the music. When you listen to music, it'll strobe to the music. Multiple different strobe options. You hit the D button to shut the power off or turn the power back on. That does have a memory, so let's say I have it on blue strobing, right? I kill power here. When I come back and hit power here again and turn it back on, it is going to be back to blue strobing. They run a green test light, so that everything lights up green when you first power it on. then it shuts down, then it comes back on to the color that you had it at last. So if last you had it off, it'll be off when you power it back on. Okay, and then they do have the little Allen wrench here that is for your switch, and then it also does have a little fuse here to go in line to the actual module. So the module has its own fuse here. The entire system uses a 15 amp fuse that is in line down here by the battery. So if anything should go wrong, it's got fuses that it can pop. It's not going to be messing up your bike or catching on fire or anything crazy. Okay, the tools that you're going to need. You're going to need a pair of cutters like this, or dikes, whatever you want to call them. You're going to need that. That's for cutting the zip ties. You're going to need something like this. This is just for, or you can use a flathead screwdriver. This is for removing those push rivets on the upper panels. You're going to need a Phillips head screwdriver. That is to get down to your battery terminals. And then you're going to need something like a long nose needle nose pair of pliers. That's anything will work to get in there and grab the wire as we feed it up behind the headlight. We need to grab it and pull it forward towards us. Okay, so that is the gist of everything that comes with. And now we're going to get on with the install. Like I said, I'm going to try to walk through this as quick as possible. I recorded the original video and it was like an hour and a half long, and I don't want to do that to you guys. Okay, so that's it. I'm done talking. We'll head out to the bike. You guys check it out. Remember, this kit here, $149.99 on our website. And then the next kit that comes out, you'll see a video for that in the description below this one. That'll be the Stealth 2 Underglow kit. That'll be the add-on for this. Okay, so this one's just going to do your headlights. The next kit will do, I believe it comes with six more lights to go all around the bike and be hidden all over it. And you're going to love it. Okay, anyways, let's go check out the bike. Okay, guys, I just want to give you a little example here. So when I say we build the kit in-house, we are actually soldering the wires here, finishing up this plug. So this one actually will be on your right-hand side. So this will have your splitter, which is also going to plug into the module. So it'll be the splitter right on the actual lighting. So there's less stuff to plug in. So this is the stuff we're going through just to make sure it's all done correct. So you can see we need to solder these together and then heat shrink them up so it looks all like this, nice and pretty. Okay guys, so you've seen the kit. We're ready to do our install. We need to prep the bike and get it ready. So I'm gonna blow through this real quick for you. Remove the hood. Open the right-hand side scoop. That's this little dial here. Twist it and open it up. We don't need to remove it. Just need to hang in like that. Remove these two upper panels. That's these push tabs here. There's 4 on each side. 2 up here by the gas cap. 2 up here by the glove box. You pop the top of them up, and then you get underneath and you pop the underneath side up, and they'll come right out. To put them back in, push the first one in, and then put the top piece back in and slide it down inside, and it locks them in place. Okay, so get that done, and then you can pause the video now, get the bike ready, and then we'll come back and do our install. These LED headlights that are already installed, these are the series T2 series that are installed, so they do have this. That won't be in our way, it'll be fine. Our module is going to mount right in here, and all of our wiring is going to tuck up inside of here, okay? So that's kind of where everything's going to be tucked, and any add-ons or anything like that that we add on, everything's going to be tucked in here and plug in back here, okay? So you can see I'm using this and it will work with that in there. Yours, if you have normal headlights, may not have this, so don't worry about that, okay? So you can get down below, behind the headlight there. So that's where our power wire is going to drop down and run down along over here. All that set up. Okay, so you can see we already have stuff installed. You may already have stuff installed as well. Basically, our wire needs to run along here and come over to here. We're gonna have a little inline fuse. We need to be able to get to the negative and positive here. We use spade terminals, so all you gotta do is loosen that, slide it under. Okay, so plugging this in will be last, but we will run the wire down here and make sure we know where it's gonna sit. But that will be the last step when we're done with the install. We don't want to plug anything into the battery just yet. First thing we need to do, the first part of our install, okay? So we're going to take our alcohol prep pad and we're going to clean these right up on top here. Okay, we want this whole area right here nice and clean. This comes in the kit. We've tried our hardest to make sure we have thought of everything with this kit. Like I said, it's been being worked on for a very long time. Okay, we'll set this aside. The add-on kits will come with the same thing. It'll come with alcohol prep pads, any zip ties that you might need to do the install. So this is going to go up through here before we install it. Okay, and remember, these are going to be facing down, so these have clear, really, I'm telling you, extremely sticky tape on the inside of here. So it's going to go installed like that when we're done here. Okay, and the way you'll line it up is you'll see where this piece on the headlight, all the Rykers are going to be the same. So this is the easiest way to make them line up. Where that piece is will come just to where the wires are. So it ends up being about a 1/2 inch past to the outside of the bike. So it's going to be right there. And that's where it's going to light up the headlights the best. So it's about a 1/2 inch past this line here to the outside of the bike, okay? But we can't do that until we run this wire through here. So we're going to need to lift up this piece, okay? And we're going to set our wire over on this other side, because remember, all of our stuff's going to plug in on that right hand side. So we need to set this guy up there and get it to drape back behind there, and just we're going to leave it dangling for now, okay? Because we're going to plug it in and then we're going to mount it. Okay, you can see how that went up underneath it here. Okay, we're going to leave that all loose. This guy's just hanging here. We're going to hop over to the other side. Okay, next step to installing this kit, we're going to find our wiring harness for that goes down to the battery. So that's going to be with that inline fuse there. Okay, you'll see if you open that up, there is a 15 amp fuse in there. Okay, so if you ever end up blowing a fuse for some reason, there you go. This will stop the bike from catching on fire or anything else, so it's very important to have this inline fuse. Okay, so this harness we need to feed up underneath of here and through behind this headlight housing. Okay, so you may need found like a long pair of needle nose pliers will work to grab it. Some people might have smaller hands just to grab it from there, but we do need to get it through there, and we do need to run this down here. So the way we're going to start out is we're going to start out with our battery connection hanging down there. Sorry about that. So we're going to start out with our battery connection hanging down here, and we're going to run our wiring. We're going to run it under this bar. Okay, we're going to let it drape over here, so it's not making a connection yet, and then we're going to feed it up and through here. Or you'll see you do have a little fuel overflow hose up here. We have our extension hose on this kit, on this bike, so now you can see I have it through there, and then we're going to need to get it up behind that headlight there. See, I got some long needle nose pliers here, and there's going to be plenty of wire, so it'll be more than what you need for sure. So basically I want to feed it back through here until I can see it. This power wire ran up inside here. There we go. That's the goal. We want about 10 inches of it up here, okay, for our module. So now remember, we are at the right handlebar. So now we have our switch. We've used the Allen wrench included in the kit to take the bottom bracket off. So it's gonna sit up here. Let me just show you while it's zoomed in. It's gonna sit up here like this. Okay, you guys can see that. So our wire needs to run under here, up under here by the handlebars, up as far forward as we can get it, and then come out down here so the module can mount. And you'll see that this is all one harness to make it as easy as we can for you guys, as far as plugging stuff in, right? So we need our switch to sit up here. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take just this. All this needs to be sitting down in here. So we're gonna drape this over the handlebars. Excuse me. Yeah, we're gonna drape this over the handlebars, and we're gonna take and run our harness underneath the plastic here, and back up. You'll see a little groove where all the other wires are sitting, where your handlebars are. Okay, you need to run that up inside there, and then what's going to happen is it's going to come out right here and sit right there. And now we should have plenty of slack. We pull a little bit through, But what we're going to do is we're going to zip tie this wire up here to our existing wire harness. What I've done is tip this back and get these Allen head bolts started. We let the switch loose. Now we can position it where we want. We're just going to go with it kind of right there. You can flip it over and put it on the bottom. You can move it on up and down on this handlebar, wherever is comfortable for you. We can see on this bike we have quite a bit going on the handlebars, so you can move this to wherever is comfortable for you on the handlebars. And then remember, we're going to keep the gap the same on both sides. So as we're tightening this Allen head bolt up, we're just going to get it a little bit snug on this side. And again, the goal here behind this power switch means everything, okay? Power switch means everything. You are going to be able to shut this kit down completely, and it is not going to draw current from your battery, which means you're not going to have a dead battery running this LED kit. Obviously, if you leave it on, you know, you're going to pay the consequences for leaving it on. You know, these batteries are tiny batteries. If you leave it on, you could very easily kill this battery, you know, if you left it on overnight or something like that. But there we go, switch is mounted in. You don't need to over tighten it. Don't strip the bolts out. It's aluminum, they're little tiny screws, but you see how it's done. So now we zoom out just a little bit here. You guys can still see where I'm at there. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to zip tie this wire coming down and zip tie it right to the existing harness that's already there. And now the thing to do is we do have our wire ran up inside here. Okay, you can tuck it all the way back in there. We want to turn it all the way right, locked, and all the way left, locked, to make sure we're not pulling tight on any wires. That looks perfect. Step, we have our LED with, this is the one with the splitter on it. This is gonna go on this side. And remember what I said, it's gonna be facing down. We've already cleaned this with our alcohol prep pad. It's gonna be about a ½ inch above right there. So basically like this, okay? This is all gonna sit back behind here. You're never gonna even see it. So we need to stick this down first. This is gonna be our next step here. Okay, we peel that backing off. We're gonna line up here where our wire is first. Just down enough to where it sticks. And I can assure you it is not coming off. Okay, so now we have this strip here. We have our wire harness here. We have our other LED for the other side. We have our power wires here, okay? So the next step is going to be to connect our power wires. Remember here, I'll show you how this box is gonna mount. Like I said, I have the T2 series LEDs. If you didn't have those, this would sit in there like that. But we can mount it right here. There's lots of room to mount it in here, okay? So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna mount it in here like so. We use this 3M that's on the back because we don't ever need to take it out again, okay? So we can go ahead and plug in our positive and negative. Okay, so that's gonna be this wire here. And you'll see, I mean, if you look at the colors, you can figure out how they line up, right? But they are one female, one male, one female, one male. You can't plug them in wrong. But black wire, there's a black wire and a brown wire connected together. Those go together, okay? So we're gonna plug that in, make sure it's nice and tight. We're gonna plug this in, make sure it's nice and tight. Remember, we don't have power yet down below. Okay, I'll come over there and we're gonna mount this box. You do your alcohol prep pad. You can also clean this little area right in here where we're gonna put that guy down, okay? That way it's nice and clean for us to stick to it. Okay, so here goes our little box. We're gonna peel off our little 3M tape. Remember, it is Velcro. If you ever have to get it out, you will be able to get it out again. So we're just gonna kind of slide this guy out of our way. We're gonna get it mounted right back in there. We have plenty of room to stuff our wires down behind it and do whatever we need to do here. We're gonna bring our LED light up here and we're gonna tuck it right underneath here. Okay, so you can see this where this bolt is on the glove box. That's where it's gonna tuck underneath those. Okay, and that's gonna get it to curve back inside there, like so. Now, we can take this harness coming off the module and we can plug it in. It's gonna fit the female on here, like so. Okay, and then we can run the male over here like so. Okay, now we can hop over to the other side and adjust our light on the other side, and then we'll tuck all these wires in. Okay, so you can see here we're on the other side of the bike. Now we're going to install this LED light, and you're going to need to run this wire up inside here so we have a little bit of slack, and when we're done we're going to zip tie it to all these existing wires. So I was saying you don't have to run it underneath on this side. Okay, so we're going to peel off our little strip, set our zip tie aside, and again, same thing. We're going to go about a 1/2 inch above that little line, just like we did on the other side. Okay, we're going to install it just like that. Make sure it's stuck down. We're going to bring this wire back. We're just going to zip tie it right to these existing wire harness that's already here. Okay, so then enough so this guy stays up out of our way. Okay, we want it on the other side there, so it's going to run just like that. Okay, there's that. Okay, doing up here is we're going to feed our power. Like I said, our power wire needs to be fed down in there enough to where we could get to it if we have to, so don't pull it super tight, but it definitely can go down more. And then if you're going to add our extension, our Stealth Kit 2, you'll simply unplug here. This is where the harness for that setup will plug in with all of its extensions, and then this will plug back into one of those extensions, so you still have your headlights. Okay, so we're going to make sure that's plugged in. What we're going to do here is we're going to grab all of these and we're going to zip tie them all together up here. So this is kind of just coiling up our little wire setup here, trying to clean up some of our mess is all we're doing here. So we're going to take one of our included zip ties and we're going to run it around here, and we want to do it enough to where we leave it some slack on some of this stuff, but we want to do it enough to where when we put our panel back on, all this stuff kind of stays together up inside here. You can see we have tons of room in this little pocket right up here. And that's why we decided to go with this side instead of the other side. Okay. So now we're going to hop down below and hook up to our battery, and then we're going to test everything. We need a Phillips head screwdriver, and we're going to need again our little cutters here just to cut our zip ties. So our first zip tie that we're going to install is going to be this wire. Remember, it's running underneath the frame bar. Okay, we're going to install it around here loosely enough to where we can move it. Okay, because we want this to stay here, so we're going to slide that down inside there like that. So don't do it too tight, but tight enough to where that wire ain't going nowhere. Okay, we're going to cut that off. Just going to get tucked down inside there as far as we can, like so. Okay, now we are going to take our Phillips head screwdriver and we're going to hook up our positive first. Okay, so we're going to run this down here. Remember, we don't have to take this all the way out. It's a spade terminal, so it can get underneath just like that. Okay, there's that one. Okay, we're going to tuck this down inside here like this. Okay, and the goal here, remember, you don't want to tie anything to your front fascia. We can still take the front fascia off if we ever need to work on the bike, and we can still open that whole entire body kit if we need to, or open the clamshell. Okay, so there you can see, I just seen the lights powering up. It means our switch up here is on, so we're going to turn that off. Okay, power switch is off. Okay, and now we have power, ground. Always hook up your ground last. Always disconnect your ground first. Okay, so now we're going to coil this wire up right here. So we have our positive and negative hooked up. I'm going to come down here to the wiring that we have already, but what I want you guys to do is just go around your heater hose, and we're going to leave it loose. Don't want to ever put anything super tight around the heater hose, but now the goal here is to just kind of bunch this wire up, basically all our excess wire here, kind of tuck it all down inside here. Okay, now we're going to take this and we're going to zip tie it right here so it's up out of the way, and then we'll roll it on the back side of this heater hose. Okay, again, we're not pinching that hose, we're just getting this stuff so it stays out of our way. Okay, now we got the rest of our wiring here so it's not interfering with anything, and all tucked in there. Try to get it as clean looking as you can. Like I said, guys, you should be able to tuck it up underneath of your panel here. Okay, So now, here we go. And you can even, if you want to, you can move this strap and run this wire under the strap or feed it under before you hook it up. And that's fine too. I just wanted to show you guys how it installs there. So now we need to turn on the switch, verify that everything works, and then we're gonna install the panels, install our hood. Okay guys, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna walk over here and I'm gonna hit this toggle switch. You'll see these lights turn green. And then right there, they're set to blue, or more like a teal color kinda. You can see how they turn green, that's their test. That's just letting you know everything is working correctly. Here's our power switch, and you can see that is a lighted switch. So when you're sitting on the bike, you're gonna see that it has a LED light on it that's glowing red, letting you know, hey, your lights are on. So even if they're not lit up, it's letting you know that it has power right now. Okay guys, to save some time in this video, I'm gonna show you right now after we've done our install. It's obviously daylight here. It's a little easier for me to show you guys the bike. It shows up better on camera. I'll show you at night here at the end of the video, and you guys will see at night. We'll just play some music and let you guys check out at night what the bike looks like. It's really awesome with just the headlights. And again, you can add the Stealth 2 kit and have the whole bike lit up, and you'll see that video when you click on the description below, and you'll get to see what the whole bike looks like lit up. It's pretty awesome. So the first thing we need to do is come over and turn on our power switch that's up here on the handlebars. Now the switch is lit up red, so we know that it's on. And you'll see the lights turned green, and then they went to the color they were last. I believe that's blue. And then, so they have a memory, so that's what they were on at last. So I'll demonstrate that real quick. We can hit this A button, see if it'll focus here. There's what our remote looks like. We have this little cover here over it. Keep it protected. Okay, so we'll hit the A button. That's also going to keep it from getting buttons pushed out accidentally. So that's the A button, changes colors. And then we can hit the B button, so we can sit here and go through all kinds of colors. Okay, so we got a purple, yellow, it's like a teal. Now we can hit the B button to make it flash, and you have multiple variants of flashing. So you can see that little strobe effect there. So now, if the D button is the power button on the remote, okay? If I don't hit it, let's say I close it up, and watch this. I'll turn my power button off here at the bike. You see it killed power. You let that sit for a week. There's no power going to this module or the switch now. So nothing's looking for a Bluetooth signal. It's not gonna kill our battery. Our lights aren't gonna kill our battery. Okay, we come back on, we power it up. You see it's gonna go green. It's gonna come right back to what we had it left on last, which is really awesome that it has a memory like that. Okay, we can hit the D button. We can shut them off with the remote. Remember, we can do this from 30 plus feet away. We can hit the D button again to turn them back on. They're gonna come back on to wherever we had them at. The C button. So you'll see there's a letter C. That's for music. So if it's hearing music, it might be flickering a little bit. It's hearing me talk. But if it hears music playing, that'll strobe to the music. And then we can just hit the B button and go back to the strobing effect there. And we can hit A to go back to solid and change color. So really cool feature here on this little remote. 35 plus feet away, comes with a battery in it, ready to go. Goes right on your keychain, throw it in your glove box, whatever. And then, like I said, let's say we have the full package. So we have the Stealth 2 kit on there, the whole bike's lit up. If we just shut that power switch off, we're killing power to all the lights. We can be rolling down the road, pull up in our driveway, or pull up where we're having a meetup at, and we can just flip that power switch. All of our lights are coming on. This whole bike's lighting up like that, whatever we had it at last. We don't got to dig in our glove box to get our remote to be able to do that, which is really awesome. So can't stress it enough. This power button makes this thing amazing, and the fact that it's a stealth design, you're not going to see any of these lights. Even when we install the add-on kit, the Stealth 2, you're not going to see them unless you have the bike lit up, and you're not going to see little individual LEDs. Okay, we've seen on the market. Like I said, I'm not knocking anybody else's stuff. It's just not my flavor. It's not my style. I want to put something else out there. I love the stealth look. I love not knowing that there's LEDs until you turn this thing on and the whole bike lights up. So this will come with the headlight kit and everything that you see me unbox. This is the Stealth 1 kit, $149.99 on our website. Go check it out, blrtuning.co, and then I'll let you guys watch some clips here of the bike in action with the lights on here. Don't forget, go check in the description below this video and check out the Stealth 2 kit. Okay. Real quick, I wanted to show you guys while it's still daylight here. You can see what it looks like when you have the headlights on. So it will shade them, whatever color you're running, but you can see inside I'll catch you guys in the next one. As always, don't forget to subscribe. Your support is greatly appreciated. Peace.